Charlotte Proudman was not too proud of a man who commented on her LinkedIn photo, claiming she had a stunning picture and that she definitely wins the award for the best LinkedIn profile, which is a pretty shitty award. To which, according to The Guardian of September 12, 2015, she responded by saying, "I'm on here for business purposes, not to be approached by my physical appearance or objectified by old sexist men. Pow pow! Shots fired, old man." Unfortunately, detrimental comments like these are on the rise. According to the journal Elsevier Language Sciences of April 17, 2015, 76.4% of all compliments women receive are based solely on their physical appearance, rising from 25.9% in 2008. When a compliment is focused on sexiness, hotness, or the symmetry of your big toes, the compliment shifts to objectification. And while these comments are wrongly used regardless of sex or gender, compliments applied to women demonstrate the larger problem, as well as focuses on a population most affected by catcalls. For example, my cat never calls me. I wish Keith would just check in every once in a while. The eroticization of women's physical appearance is a way of exercising power over women. It marginalizes intelligence and accomplishment as secondary to physical appearance. It is imperative that we stop complimenting based solely on physical appearance. So today, we will look at the causes, effects, and solutions to what women's rights activist Miri Namazi calls the shit that comes out of people's mouths. I know what you're thinking. Why is a white homosexual male talking about such a problem? Simple. Basic human decency. Also, I wouldn't want to be looked at the way I look at chocolate cake. Causes, there are two. Latent patriarchy and misguided intent. First, patriarchal values have created different standards by which we judge men and women. According to the Journal of Pragmatics of June 12, 2011, a majority of compliments women receive from men are about their physical appearance. I like your face. Look what we share. We're part of a statistic together. Love you. Conversely, when men were complimenting other men, 95.5% of their compliments were about performance. Probably because they're afraid of sounding gay, but that doesn't even make sense. Because every single time I've complimented a man on his performance, it's always been pretty gay. These small number of appearance-based compliments between men indicates that appearance compliments serve a particular purpose for women, with commonly an underlying sexual motivation. Second, people don't think before they speak. Probably because we're all thinking with our other heads, if you know what I mean. Just kidding, it's because we're idiots. The Daily Beast of November 5th politely notes, "Hey creeps!" Compliments are harassment too. It indicates that oftentimes these sexual judgments aren't conscious ones. But even when they come from well-meaning individuals, they indicate that women's bodies are just for men to look at, just for men to pass judgment onto, and just for men to remove the grays from their beard. Just for men, the beard dye. Okay, that made me want to die. Meninists, I know, took to Twitter to defend themselves, claiming men are visual creatures and it's just a compliment. First of all, it's not a compliment if it's unsolicited and makes someone feel less safe. Second of all, yes, men are visual creatures. So are women. So are horses. That's why they're not constantly running into shit. Sometimes I need a good solicited compliment. Like if I had $1 for every single time someone called me handsome, I'd have $2. Thanks, Mom. Effects are twofold. Contributes to rape culture and self-image problems. First, these appearance-based compliments perpetuate and contribute to rape culture. On October 28, 2014, Hollaback, a nonprofit organization dedicated to Gwen Stefani and ensuring women's safety in the streets, released a video of these day-to-day sexisms. Not to be confused with day-to-night sexism, where you get to dress up all fancy. They conducted a national study of over 2,000 women and found of these women, 65% of them have experienced some form of street harassment. Moreover, 23% of them have been sexually touched, 20% had been followed, and 9% had been forced to do something sexually. Vox of October 30th, 2014 furthers that when you compliment a woman based on her appearance, she is actually more likely to rethink herself in a negative manner, and these compliments can make them feel uncomfortable or scared, even if they show no outward signs of it. It's like when my Uncle Rob makes me tour his gun room at Easter. On the outside, I'm smiling, but on the inside, I am singing, "Jesus, take the wheel." Second, these appearance-based compliments negatively impact self-image and self-esteem. According to the journal Psychology of Women Quarterly of January 28, 2014, these appearance-based compliments will make women rethink themselves in a negative manner after the compliment is received. And these problems are first seen in early childhood. The Medical Daily of January 13, 2013 furthers that these appearance-based compliments positively correlate to poor performance in school, depression, and eating disorders that can last a lifetime due to the conditioning of these regular comments. "You're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do." I do solutions, there's one. Stop complimenting women and start complimenting me. Just kidding, you don't need to compliment me, I have a mirror. Just kidding, they're all shattered. Solutions are twofold. Compliment conscientiously and start seeing women beyond the scope of physical attributes. First, if you're going to offer a woman a compliment, think it through. The aforementioned Daily Beast suggests that you ask yourself a couple questions. Why am I telling a woman what I think of her appearance? Is it an appropriate place to do so? And where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? That last one doesn't apply. I'm just really deeply concerned. Or, crazy idea, compliment a woman on something she's done or achieved, but never say you're funny or smart for a girl, or you're smarter or funnier than you look. And be sure to time your compliments right. In collaboration with artists and writers Caroline Caldwell and Van Wen, I've created a list of compliments that have nothing to do with physical appearance. Wow. There's a lot of them. It must be easy. It is. After the round, please take one. It's a step in the right direction for not only respecting women, but fostering equality. Second, start seeing women beyond the scope of physical attributes. Don't ever say, "I didn't expect you to be intelligent or passionate." Sure, we all prejudge people to some degree. That's human. But if you have these judgments, don't say them out loud. Or better yet, don't even think them. If you tell a woman you didn't expect her to be a doctor, she's going to wonder what you did think she'd be. She could be a lawyer. She could be a politician. She could be Barack Obama. You could be Barack Obama. Last year, I witnessed the negative effects of these appearance-based compliments. After a friend on my high school speech team received many comments about how skinny she was, and how her bone structure was so well defined. Just a few weeks into her senior year of high school, and she posted on Facebook, "I wish I was seen for something more." 2 months after that post, on November 26, 2014, she passed away due to complications related to bulimia. For Erica, a compliment that valued her as a woman, a compliment about her personality or aspirations could have made her feel adequate, and possibly saved her life. Charlotte Proudman is still not proud of men. She spends a majority of her time working as a lawyer and the rest of her time chopping cocks. Her brother owns a chicken butchery. True fact. Despite many blogs calling her a feminazi and the most hated woman of the year, take that, Kim Davis, she's brought to light a major public safety concern. Yes, compliments that boost your self-esteem are nice, but ultimately relying on ones that can negatively impact people can have negative effects. So go out, make friends, eat fruit, drink water, and most importantly, mind your business.
sign in, can you also sign one of those papers on the table if you're willing to be videotaped?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Small victory, kids. All right, next let's welcome to the 2016 ADS Final A2, Abby Perry.
As Kermit the homosexual frog once said, it's not easy being gay. U.S. Army Private Donald Hallman knew this all too well. In 1955, Hallman was discharged when the Army deemed him as a Class 2 homosexual. First of all, Class 2 homosexual implies that there is a first-class homosexual. The only time gay people are allowed in first class is when they're serving drinks on an airplane. According to a November 11th, 2015 article in Slate magazine, aka Forensics Playboy, since World War II, more than 100,000 service members are estimated to have been discharged from our military because of their sexual orientation. Something about, we want our marching to be in straight lines or whatever. Because the discharges were classified as less than honorable, which is military for we don't like butt stuff, thousands of veterans that risk their lives for our country are now being denied benefits, such as access to the GI Bill and veterans health care. Not to say that VA benefits are anything more than waiting in a long line just to get basically a Band-Aid, but medicine is a lot like booty. Take it where you can get it. Now, some discharges were classified as honorable. Probably a bunch of military guys stranded on a ship claiming they only did it out of desperation. But even honorable discharges are at risk for discrimination. When a gay discharge vet applies for a job and is asked why they were discharged, which sounds just as bad on a resume as it does in a sex ed class, they now have to explain that it was also because they were gay, and a major violation of privacy is occurring. And so, like the majority of the Middle East, Japan, and of course the Native Americans, the LGBT community is facing consequences that the U.S. military is responsible for. Today, we will explore the problems, causes, and solutions to LGBT veterans being denied benefits. Taking care of those who served our country is a principle that America shouldn't have to fight for. And equality in the LGBT community didn't end with marriage. Shoot, most of us are still single and that shit didn't help us anyway. The United States military has been punishing homosexuality since the Revolutionary War. Sure, they all wore wigs, but King George asks you to buy him one drink and it's gay panic, dump the tea in the harbor. Today, LGBT veterans are being denied benefits because of this ongoing discrimination, and the problem is twofold. First, they don't have health care. And second, they don't have opportunities following discharges. As the aforementioned New York Times article explains, during World War II in the US, homosexuality was treated as a mental defect, just like Hitler intended, thus resulting in a quick discharge. Don't ask, don't tell, don't be gay, just go home. But being discharged means that these veterans are going without health care, and not in the screw Obamacare, I'll fix the autisms with my gun kind of way. But more like, I fought the freaking Nazis, so maybe help me out with my prescriptions kind of way. This is especially important to consider what we know about the emotional trauma from combat and how it can lead to mental illness like PTSD. And despite what Republicans say in their pamphlets/handguns, when it comes to mental illness, access to affordable healthcare is key. This is becoming an even bigger issue in the LGBT community, who, according to The Independent of September 4th, 2015, are more likely to struggle from long-standing mental illness than their heterosexual/muggle counterparts. Second, these veterans are being stripped of opportunities, which is the opposite of having opportunities to strip, which are really just more freedoms. As the aforementioned Slate article explains, veterans with dishonorable discharge can't go to college on the GI Bill and have an even harder time finding employment because people just assume that they did something wrong. It's hard enough applying for a job when you've been kicked out of the military. But try explaining to Hobby Lobby why exactly you were kicked out of the military. Simply put, these veterans are unjustly having their rights revoked. And so, as homosexual Forrest Gump once said, life is like a box of chocolates. If someone takes them away because you're gay, that's effed up. The debate about nature versus nurture goes right over Uncle Sam's top hat. Explaining homosexuality to a branch of our government that favors men that exercise too much and women with short haircuts should be easier than it is. Unlike homosexuality, I present to you causes. Don't ask, don't tell, and getting benefits is a mess. Initially, don't ask, don't tell is the sign on the military's closet that reads, don't open, gaze inside. It wasn't repealed until 2011. We started selling Snuggies in 2008, which means that we've been willing to wear our robes wrong longer than we've been able to admit that our policies are ass backwards. The government has been trying to gay veterans have been trying to convince the government to upgrade their discharge statuses from dishonorable to honorable. But with the policy being so newly repealed, progress is being made about as fast as they're shutting down Guantanamo Bay. Second, getting benefits is just a mess legally. Before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the military would deny the fact that they discharge people based on sexual orientation. Instead, they'd say things like this. You know, I think we should just see other troops right now. I really need to focus on my war. It's not you, it's General Petraeus. But this made it even harder for us to identify the thousands of lives that were impacted. And according to the previously mentioned New York Times, upgrading a discharge status isn't easy. Documentation and paperwork is tedious and difficult to find, if it even exists. They don't exactly give you a note when you're discharged that says, don't come back, homo. But the upgrade process itself can take years. So getting someone to read your statement could take as long as if you were waiting for George R.R. Martin to write it. If you don't get the Game of Thrones reference, all you need to know is that waiting sucks, we shouldn't have to do it, and if we wait too damn long, someone's gonna die. And so, as homosexual E.T. once said, E.T. help homos. And so can you. Solutions come on two levels, governmental and legal. Now I know asking the government to fix something that they broke is a lot like asking the Oscars to acknowledge people of color. Everyone says that they should. They just don't wanna. Yet there is a bill in Congress called the Restore Honor to Service Members Act. The bill is pretty damn self-explanatory. The legislation would restore thousands of discharges from dishonorable to honorable, restoring honor like an iPhone backup for a samurai. No one's asking for a 4th of July Pride Parade. With all the hot dogs and fireworks, we're really only a Katy Perry away. But we are asking that the gay, lesbian, and bisexual people that have served our country are properly celebrated. You can write your representatives, but you can also ride your bike to work. And I know you won't do either. So write your email on the ballots or on a piece of paper, and I'll send you a link that you can click on to share your support. A solution that you can do from your phone, probably lying in bed or sitting on the toilet? Boy, isn't forensics fun. Second, while you're sitting there elbow to knee getting a good thumb workout, check out OutServe SLDN, an organization that is dedicated to helping LGBT veterans that were affected by the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. In addition to governmental backing, they need legal support. If Making a Murderer taught us anything, it's that just because laws are put in place doesn't mean people are going to stop watching Netflix to help you. OutServe SLDN is dedicated to helping veterans with legal counsel to get their upgrade statuses in place and to get their benefits reinstated. A solution in speech can be complicated. We've all been handed that piece of paper that says, "Please don't throw this tree away until I leave the room." But these solutions are simple and easy, and really only take about 2 minutes of squatty time. Today, we explore the problems, causes, and mobile-friendly solutions to helping LGBT veterans get their services reinstated. Thousands of troops are being discriminated against because of who they choose to love. Or at the very least, keep naked pictures of in their helmets. And it's time for us to help. And so, as homosexual John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Kennedy was gay.